In some organizations, it is important for board of directors to be aware of the decisions they make and their jurisdiction in order for roles and responsibilities to clearly be in place for every process of SMEs. Take a look at this video where Molly explains the boundaries of BOD's jurisdictions within the organization, the proper function of an entrepreneur and a business owner respectfully, and how to balance both to create harmony and facilitate flow within the organization.
I must admit that this is something that I've also been avoiding all this while before we come into this place. Actually, it started the fire, and then Shui and Oli has actually grounded me when we had that meeting. But this one, I came up with it after the meeting with both of them.
Well done.
To be very frank, I just downloaded But it's also a structure that I roughly know since the day when I go into business. It's come very naturally that these are the components that comes up.
This is a perfect example of harmonizing masculine and feminine energy that comes up with such structure as well as emotion and compliance.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
Difficult to explain polarity when it comes to strategy, but this is an example of harmonizing equilibrium to polarities. Do you see that, Shui? Do you see that, Ollie? Yeah. Any feedback, Shui?
Malini, are you saying that earlier on there's a lot of feminine way of handling things and now we actually balance with this structure which is the masculine side?
It's both feminine and masculine if you look at it, not just the feminine. Sometimes there is also masculine energy that can run out of balance when emotions are not balanced to strategy and discipline. This is discipline, the masculine. The masculine comes with a little bit more of structure. I want this, but the implementation comes from the feminine energy, usually.
Okay.
And also manoring what is right, what is wrong based on the emotions of experience. What is workable, what is not workable. Now, strategy is not just masculine alone. There are different strategies for masculine polarity and different strategies for feminine. Just to say that this entire thing is a balance. Finance is usually feminine. Legal is very masculine. Between the strategies itself, you look at it. Business strategy is harmonizing both ends. It's simplified, but yet it seems concrete. Ollie, any feedback?
Okay, so the question in my mind is that, when you say BOD roles and responsibility, is it like each and every one of us, what is our roles and responsibility, or is it like as a whole, as a group, these are our responsibilities?
If you have everyone taking that role, you don't have ownership and accountability. So you can give a role to one person and then another two double checks. That means it doesn't pass without two signature or three signature. That's internal decision. But if you say everyone is going to hold this, then there's no accountability and ownership. Who's going to do the reporting? Who's going to look over it? So you should have roles and responsibility, and then usually it's decided what goes, what doesn't go in a BOD meeting, maybe once a month or every 2 months once or 3 months once. It depends on how y'all want to do it. That will be ideal.
Yeah, because you will still cascade down to execution role, like there'll be GMs and all those different roles, people will take it down. There's still a lot of other things. As a matter of fact, there's one component that I didn't put in here, which is super big in Hankits, is people and culture.
That should come under the next level, not under the BOD.
It's just like whether sometimes BOD's decision, whether it will mismatch with the decision at that level or not, if BOD are not aware of that.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a big thing, in Hankits when it comes to culture and people.
Which is very important. Pawan saying it will come as the main role that anchors that will be your management team, but BOD will get it in their strategy.
So it's actually under the business strategy part, the direction, expansion plan, location. Like the direction itself is actually including the culture, including how, and all.
And that ownership for that shouldn't be under BOD. It should be your management team. Shouldn't put that ownership here, then it's too much.
All right.
That's where you now see your different roles and responsibilities within the organization. This is only BOD, and the M1 is the heads of the company, the higher head, and then we go to the next head.
But the power control can still be distributed. Alright. Like for example, I'm not saying it's Hankits, and maybe some organization, the BOD suddenly they fill it in with all the corporate people inside the BOD. And then the direction is, let's say for example, cut the people to half, stop all the training. But then again, if let's say we are careful with who to come in, that wouldn't have causes the thing right?
Yeah. If you had this before, you wouldn't have the problem you're facing now with that investment and all that, because you balance your emotion with logic, with factual results. And then now you got another two people to balance this decision, not just one person, you see? So, to be very careful from here, the BOD strictly looking primarily at the growth in terms of finance and legality. Then your management team is the entrepreneurs. BOD is is the business owners or representation of business owner, the role. Then you balance entrepreneurship with business ownership. Like if your company is running at a loss, you must make critical decisions through. You cannot factor emotions alone. So that's why we are saying this role is very important. Entrepreneurship looks at culture, looks at product innovation, look at what quality of product we give to the market. Business owners look purely at the financial growth. So you got to merge both of it. With facts, of course, this is a lot of emotions, creativity goes on the entrepreneurship. So you got to balance both.
Okay.
So the BRM solution is helping others to balance both as well.
So last time I learned before in my BOD training is that we always need to have odd number for the BOD. But if it's even, then the extra conclusion is that Hank will give a final vote lor, if let's say it's a draw.
Okay, so this is your internal agreement that we put in place as well in written. See, what is happening, I'm already seeing a change of flow in the organization in an energetic pattern. Even with this, your responsible business owners get into responsible entrepreneurship as well. You see, energies will start shifting slowly already. Happy to see you come up with this strategy. I'm really well done. Pat on your backs.
Molly has created rapid and sustainable financial growth for organizations with strategic actions in alignment with quantum financial law. Click the link below and call to engage with our consultants to drive a change within your organization today. Please visit our Facebook page and click like.